Another round of breaking update where Asaduddin Owaisi, the AIMIM chief, has now written to Prime Minister Modi on the Places of Worship Act and has asked the Prime Minister to uphold the constitutional morality, saying that we cannot endlessly litigate against history. This is also coming at a time when we are looking at how there were petitions that were taken up challenging the Places of Worship Act before the Supreme Court, and it was the centre that had told the Supreme Court rather that it was still deliberating upon what stand to take regarding the validity of the Places of Worship Act. But here is Mr. Owaisi writing to Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the same issue.
So, Owaisi has written to the Prime Minister. Let me read out his tweet. He has also tweeted the entire letter as well, saying, wrote to Prime Minister Modi regarding Places of Worship Act. Supreme Court is hearing a challenge to its constitutionality and has sought Union government stand. Supreme Court had held that the Act enforced basic structure of the Constitution. The Prime Minister must defend the Act as it upholds India's diversity. Legal editor Harish Nair joining us on the broadcast with the details on that. Harish, the Supreme Court had asked the centre to make its stand clear on the Places of Worship Act. The centre had told the court that it is still deliberating on what its stand would be.
Yes, that's right, Pratibha. Owaisi in his letter has said the Act enforced the basic structures of the Constitution and PM must defend the Act as it upholds India's diversity. And as you rightly said, the letter from Owaisi, who is considered to be a respected, formidable and popular voice among and by the Muslim community, comes at a time when the All India Muslim Personnel Board and Jamiat Ulema Hind has already opposed the repealing of the Act, and the Masjid side in both Varanasi and Mathura dispute is arguing that the admissibility of the petition filed by the Hindu side is barred by Place of Worship Act that has ordered status quo of religious structures as it existed on 15th August 1947. This letter also assumes significance as Supreme Court has sought Centre's view by October 31st. Owaisi reminds the Prime Minister that Supreme Court in its Ayodhya judgment of November 9, 2019 also upheld the Places of Worship Act, calling it a legislative instrument designed to protect secular features of the Indian polity, which is one of the basic features of the Constitution, and also said that historical wrongs cannot be remedied by people by taking the law into their hands. So, and as you rightly said, the centre on a question by Chief Justice U. Lalit had said that it's still deliberating whether to file an affidavit or not, and if filing, what should be its contents, and whether it will only assist the court without filing an affidavit. So this letter assumes significance at the time when the centre's view is awaited by the Supreme Court. This letter also says that when this law was introduced in Parliament, it was rightly stated to be a measure necessary to avoid controversies that arise from time to time regarding conversion of places of worship which tend to reshape the communal atmosphere.
Absolutely. So Owaisi now writing to the Prime Minister and urging the Prime Minister to uphold the Act as it talks about India's diversity. This is also coming at a time when the Supreme Court bench observed that it would have to consider the issue on constitutional principles and had asked all parties to file their written arguments in the questions of law that can be considered by the bench. 14th of November is when the next hearing will be taking place. Harish, for the moment, thank you very much. Let's shift our focus.